In a small quiet village in eastern Nigeria, there lived a woman named Ngozi. She was a widow, hardworking and respected by everyone. Ngozi had two sons, Mark, who was 28, and John, who was 25. Her life had been hard since her husband died in a tragic accident when John was only 4 years old. But Ngozi stayed strong and focused on raising her sons, always doing her best to provide for them. The people in the village admired Ngozi for her strength. She became a role model for many, especially women. Husbands often told their wives to learn from Ngozi because she worked hard and never did anything wrong to support her family. She made sure Mark and John grew up to be good men. John, the younger son, was smart and hardworking, but he had one problem that worried Ngozi. He had a quick temper, and when he got angry, he could not control himself. Ngozi often told Mark to stay away from John whenever he was upset. Mark, being calm and older, always listened to his mother. One Friday, after a long day of working on the farm, Mark and John came home tired and hungry. Ngozi served them dinner, and as they ate, she went inside to get some water. The brothers joked and talked while eating. Suddenly, Mark, just being playful, took a piece of meat from John's plate and ate it. John became furious. In a fit of rage, he grabbed a cutlass nearby and, without thinking, stabbed Mark. Mark screamed and fell to the ground. Ngozi, hearing the noise, rushed out to find Mark lying in his blood. She held him in her arms, but it was too late. Mark was dead. The village was shocked. The young men of the village were angry and took John to the king's palace. The king, known for being fair, listened to the story. In the village, the law was clear: anyone who killed someone must also die. The king ordered that John be hung the next day in the village square. That night, John's relatives went to the king and begged him to spare John's life because of Ngozi's grief. Though the king felt sorry for them, he said, "The law is the law. If someone kills, they must die." The next day, the village square was filled with people. Everyone was sad. John was brought out, crying and begging for his life. He shouted, "Please forgive me. Mark, I'm sorry. Mother, help me." His cries made many people weep, but no one could save him. The young men of the village carried out the king's order, and John was hanged as everyone watched. As the rope tightened around John's neck, Ngozi ran into the square, shouting, "Don't kill my son. Don't kill my son." But it was too late. John was dead, and Ngozi fell to the ground, crying in deep sorrow. Her pain was so much that she lost her mind. A week later, Ngozi, heartbroken, passed away in her sleep. She was buried beside her two sons, and the whole village mourned the family that had once been a pillar of their community. After Ngozi's burial, my mother turned to me, tears in her eyes, and said, "Be careful what you do, what you say, and where you go. Your actions affect not only you but also the people you love." And so, the story of Ngozi, Mark, and John became a lesson in our village, a reminder of how uncontrolled anger and quick actions can bring great pain and loss.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting and educative stories.